Remember when BMW kidney grills were the size of real, actual kidneys? Okay, maybe they weren't that small, but holy growth hormones, Batman. The current iteration of this signature BMW design element is about as goofy as automotive design comes. But I digress, because the 2025 BMW M3, goofy kidney grills and all, is a rip-snorting, badass sports sedan at its core. And compared to the hideous iX, the M3 is practically Mona Lisa, and now with more power, which we'll get to momentarily. But first, would you kindly click the subscribe button below? Everyone here at the Empty Garage thanks you. I recently received some flack for suggesting that the C8 Corvette design left me feeling unimpressed. What do the masses have to say about BMW's giant kidney grille movement? Love it? Hate it? Meh? Me? I'm apparently a farty old automotive traditionalist, so me no like. But the Empty Garage isn't a soapbox for car design. It's a soapbox for cars that kick ass. And the latest M3 definitely fits that billing, mainly because it's running a screaming straight six and still offers a manual transmission. Currently in its 6th generation, this G80 M3 has been on sale since 2021. And for 2025, BMW has applied some mid-cycle refresh magic. The headlining aspect of that update is the addition of 20 horsepower to the twin-turbo S58 inline 6. But there's a catch. Only the top-spec M3 Competition X-Drive sees a power increase up to 523 horses. Base models and rear-wheel drive competition variants soldier on with the same 473 horsepower as before. But here's a fun fact. That's a ton of power. And besides, the only real M3 is the base model. Why? Because it still meets BMW's old boast of being the ultimate driving machine. Back in the day, 1986 to be exact, BMW unleashed its first M3 on these shores. A homologation special, this E30 generation featured a motor derived from the M1 supercar, and today is a serious collector car. The much-loved E36 followed with 4 doors and a straight 6. Enthusiasts went wild. The E46 from the early aughts dialed up the 6-cylinder power, and the M3 achieved legend status. Then there was the only generation with the V8, the E90 M3 that could scream all the way up to 8,400 RPMs. But for 2014, the F80 generation returned to its 6-pot roots, albeit with the benefit of boost. You know what all these BMW M3s have had in common over the past 40-ish years? A manual transmission and rear-wheel drive. There have been other options like the maligned SMG automated manual, sure, but that common thread has linked every M3 since day one. And given the current state of automotive affairs, this OG blend of 3 pedals and 2 driven wheels likely won't be around much longer, so don't wait. You know, this episode wasn't intended to be a diatribe about why Basic is better, but here we are. Basic being the entry-level 2025 BMW M3 versus the range-topping competition X-Drive model. Why is Basic better? Well, it's 150 pounds lighter for starters, and anyone planning to push their M3 hard knows that extra weight is the enemy of performance. The base model isn't exactly a featherweight at 3,840 pounds, but still. So skip the complexity of all-wheel drive and save some pounds in the process. Will you give up bragging rights about how much power your M3 makes? Yes. But you know what's more impressive than citing specs? Driving your car with both feet. And it's not like the standard 2025 M3 is unimpressive. The twin turbocharged S58 inline 6 under the hood of these M3s has a closed deck engine block housing a forged crankshaft. The cylinder bores feature a wire arc sprayed iron coating. The head core is 3D printed because the coolant passages are too complex for regular old metal casting techniques. Dual mono-scroll snails work with indirect charge air cooling, high-precision fuel injection, and variable timing of the valves and cams to deliver 473 horsepower and 406 pound-feet of torque, all of which is routed to the rear wheels via the must-have 6-speed manual. BMW says this model will sling to 60 in 4.1 seconds, but those Germans, they're so conservative. Car and Driver clocked this model at 3.9 seconds for the same run. That's fast. Is the X-Drive faster? Of course it is, but it only comes with an 8-speed automatic, and where's the fun in that? Plus, just like its more powerful big brother, the base 2025 M3 gets all the same mid-cycle upgrades. That includes the new arrow-shaped headlight design and the racy flat-bottomed steering wheel. along with the latest iDrive 8.5 operating system for the unexcitingly named BMW curved display that sweeps across the dashboard. Now, the competition models do come standard with more impressive wheels and tires, those being staggered 19 and 20-inch units wrapped in 275/30 front rubber and 285/30 rears, with fresh designs for 2025. But you can tack those on as an option with the base model, and all new M3s share the same suspension setup. That being a double joint spring strut front end and a 5-link rear with 3-position adaptive dampers all around. Fancy! Even the brakes are common to all 2025 M3 models, featuring cross-drilled rotors. The righteous carbon ceramic units are optional and expensive across the board, though with a 30-pound unsprung mass reduction and 6-piston front calipers finished in an exclusive gold color, we must recommend them. The stronger bite and claims of nearly fade-free operation also help justify the $8,500 premium. Hello! Did we mention every 2025 M3 comes with a carbon fiber roof? I shudder to imagine what that piece costs to fix or replace. But everyone knows carbon fiber is cool, and in this case, is just one more reason the base level M3 is where it's at. Now let us take a look at the cabin on these new M3s. It's nice and fancy with standard leather upholstery, heated front seats, and a thundering 16-speaker audio system from Harman Kardon. Oh yeah, it also has a gigantic screen if you're into that sort of thing. But it's the bucket seats where you'll want to focus your attention, specifically the available carbon fiber constructed front buckets. You'll have to pony up thousands of bucks to tap these beauties, but boy is it worth it. First off, get a load of that exposed carbon fiber weave running up the backside. Killer. These mean muggin seats boast integrated head restraints, an illuminated M3 badge, and deep bolstering. Plus, you can finish them in Yas Marina Blue with yellow accents for serious swerve, or eye-searing Kyalami Orange. More subtle shades like Tartufo and Fjord Blue can be had if you're not looking to show off as much. But with any of these color upgrades, the design extends to the door panels and dash. It's nice. This use of carbon fiber definitely dials up the specialness of your M3, but be aware. That central hump on the front edge of the lower cushion could prove aggravating for those of us who lean a bit more, shall we say, robust. However, this brings up one of the best parts of the 2025 BMW M3. It's a sedan. Could we call it a sleeper? Finished in alpine white or black sapphire, the average driver likely wouldn't realize what this car really is. In typical German automaker form, the M3 badge is only present on the front grille, front fenders, and trunk. A Shelby F-150, this ain't. There are, of course, the fat quad exhausts hinting at the performance underneath, and you could go wild, which is encouraged. To clarify that this is no ordinary sedan. The Sao Paulo yellow paint job is unattractive, but clearly unusual. And the frozen pure gray matte finish is under the radar, but expensive at more than 3,000 bucks. Here at the empty garage, we'd go Isle of Man green metallic because it looks as cool as its name sounds. Then we'd tack on the beefier wheel package for $1,300 because damn. Inside, look to Tartufo, otherwise known as brown, and strips of fine brushed aluminum for that classic look. Obviously, this sleeper needs a moonroof for when you're not dominating the canyons. And it's actually a no-cost add-on. Give us those carbon fiber buckets, gold-trimmed carbon ceramic brakes, and the uncorked 180-mile top speed. Because you never know when you'll be on the Autobahn. Do so and your basic 2025 M3 jumps from the relatively reasonable price of about $77,000 to a startling 93,000 bucks and change. Tick every single optional extra and watch that number crack 6 figures. Whoa! But BMW does say to have fun building your dream car on their website. And this most basic of 2025 M3s may be expensive, but such is the price of greatness.